Let's watch J.D. Vance call Zelenskyy disrespectful during his meeting with Donald Trump. Of course, Democrats are already online apologizing to Zelenskyy for stealing their money, and my stomach is turning that Zelenskyy had to sit in the same room with Donald Trump. Liberalism is a mental disorder, and Democrats make me absolutely sick listening to their garbage. So let's jump into the video.
You don't know that.
God bless. God bless. You will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that.
That's exactly what you're doing.
You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very good.
You will feel influence.
We're going to feel very good and very strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards. Right now, you don't. You're playing cards. You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country. That's back to you. Far more than a lot of people said they should have.
Have you said thank you once?
This entire meeting?
No, in this entire meeting, have you said thank you?
Today.
You went to Pennsylvania.
Exactly. Has he said thank you one time to Donald Trump, Americans? Absolutely not. And all you disgusting Democrats, oh, I feel bad for President Zelenskyy. Give me a break. You make me sick. You know what? Why don't all the, not just the men, why doesn't every Democrat in America, men and women, college radicals who all support the war, instead of Ukrainians fighting, why don't you all join Zelensky's army and fight for him? That's a great idea. You know what? Instead of protesting in America, and you guys are all so tough and got big mouths and do the things that you do, harassing innocent American citizens who disagree with you, join Zelensky's army and fight. But you'll never do that because you're a bunch of cowards. You're all full of it. I'd love to be in that room. I'd slap him right across his face. Crack. That'd be the end of that. Not one thank you. Not one thank you to the American taxpayer. Any normal, decent human being would get on TV and say, I just want to thank America so much for giving us all that money. We really appreciate it. Our country's going through a lot. Not Zelenskyy. Sits there, shrugs his shoulder. Don't care. Trump's telling him, you're about to start World War III. Don't care. What about me? Do some cocaine on my yacht while my people starve. Don't give a shit. That's exactly what he's saying. F this little clown. He's a clown. All you pathetic Democrats, go join the Ukrainian army if you don't like the way Trump's handling it. You'll never do that because you're a bunch of cowards. President Trump kicked out Zelenskyy from the White House. I refuse to call that little con artist, scammer a president, so I will not refer to him as President Zelenskyy because he doesn't deserve it. This con man is so used to Joe Biden and Democrats giving him trillions of dollars of money so he can launder it back to American politicians, and now he has to deal with an American, meaning Donald Trump, who loves America and puts Americans first and won't deal with his crap anymore, so Donald Trump threw him out of the White House today. Let's jump into the video and we'll go from there.
Heinrich has some new information for us. Jackie.
Yeah, I just went up to the press area to get an understanding of what we're watching. This is what I was told. The president has kicked Zelenskyy out of the White House. His delegation right now is telling him that he's got to go home. The president felt disrespected. Officials in the room felt that beyond the language barrier that we've heard some discussion about, Zelensky's body language, shrugging and eye rolling was ungrateful, disrespectful. And the president feels that Zelenskyy is not ready for peace and he can come back when he's ready to talk about peace. But he's not in that position right now. And Zelenskyy is being told he's got to go. The lunch that they were supposed to have is sitting right outside the hallway, and the press staffers are going to be eating that lunch. This is really pretty incredible. We see the
Jackie,
SUV,
hang on with us
Zelensky's SUV.
If you look to your left, you're going to see him.
Look at him,
Let's
little
watch.
con man, cocaine addict.
It's a deal off. President Zelenskyy, can you tell us what happened?
Juurilla valkoiselta talolta äsken saimme tietää, että mineraalisopimuksen allekirjoittaminen peruttiin kokonaan ja Zelenskyy juurilla
Did you sign the minerals deal? Did you sign the minerals deal? Why were you so disrespectful to the president?
We may be watching the floor fall through this moment in international relations and diplomacy, or this might be the art of the deal, and we're not going to know for some time. Jackie, it appears that even going into this meeting that this relationship was not great. About a week ago, President Trump called Zelenskyy a dictator. He was asked about that yesterday with the British Prime Minister, and he said, "Did I say that?" Next question, as if he wanted to brush that off and make sure that things today went smoother.
Well, Zelenskyy, we're told, was begging to stay and work this out. The Ukrainians were begging the president and the White House to continue talking. The president's having none of it. He felt that Zelensky's just not ready for peace, and this deal was not signed. There is no signing. There will be no joint press conference. The next time we're going to see the president is at departure. There he goes right behind me. Zelenskyy on his way out of the White House gate. No deal signed, no joint press conference, tensions at an all-time high between these two leaders. Really, the prospect of peace talks, what this means for the war that has raged on for 3 years, you cannot overstate what a moment in time we've just witnessed. And while the president left the invitation open to come back when you're ready to talk seriously about what it takes to achieve peace, Zelenskyy feels very dug in. He was dismissive of the U.S. overtures that you've got to accept a ceasefire first. You've got to deal with the other side. The divide between the two could not be wider. And so we expect to see the president at departure, Marine One departure later on this afternoon when he heads to Mar-a-Lago for the weekend. But that is the only other time we're going to hear directly from him. And I guess we'll hear from Zelenskyy on special report tonight. But that is going to be must-watch TV after what we have witnessed here today.
I wish I could have been in the room with Donald Trump, with this little cokehead scam artist, ungrateful piece of garbage. All the Don would have to do is give me the nod. I would have went over there and I would have smacked him. And then he would have stopped with his rolling the eyes and shrugging his shoulders like the punk coward that he is. He doesn't want peace at all. It's all about getting more money from Americans. And now that Joe Biden isn't president anymore and he can't just go in there and get whatever he wants, he's all pissed off like the little, child that he is. And he thinks he's going to sit there and shrug his shoulders and roll his eyes at Donald Trump. You picked the wrong guy. You definitely picked the wrong guy. And I hope the great one hears this, sees this video and hears my words. Anytime you need to give me a call so I can come in there and smack somebody so they can get it right, just give me a call. I got no problems doing it. He's could you imagine giving somebody over $1 trillion and they're just still ungrateful? Let that sink in. The American taxpayer has given Zelenskyy over $1 trillion and he's still not great. Any other country in the world would tell him, hey, get lost. It's your problem. You handle it. Our country has nothing to do with it. But not the United States of America and Democrats and Joe Biden. And that's because they're getting kickbacks and laundered money from the money that they give Zelenskyy. Communist little coward turd that he is. And of course, we find out that when Trump threw him out of the office, he was begging to stay. And that's exactly what, what? That made the whole part of the video so much better, hearing him beg. You know why he's begging? Because he needs more money for cocaine and yachts and mansions. It's a known fact that he's taken some of that money. It's just disappeared. He's coked up out of his brain every day. He's buying yachts and mansions. You think Donald Trump doesn't know that? You think you're dealing with an idiot when you deal with Donald Trump? Is that what you guys really think? And of course, liberals will turn this into, he's throwing Zelenskyy out. Trump is a dictator. Democrats are the only, the party that's all about peace and love and happiness and good vibes. They're the only party that screams and jumps up and down and tries to assassinate people because certain people want world peace, while Democrats want a war to continue raging and thousands of people die every day so they can get money laundered back to them. And that's exactly what's happening in Ukraine. And anybody with a brain in their head, instead of being brainwashed by liberals and Democrats, if you really paid attention to what's going on, that's exactly what's going on. It's nothing but a shakedown by Zelenskyy in Ukraine to get more money out of the American taxpayer.